Right. Okay, guys. So let's get started here. I think I hope you're able to hear me. If you're able to hear me, just let me know in the chat box so that it could be a confirmation for me. We'll get started here, and if you have any doubts, please feel free to ask. We'll start. So today, what we'll be doing is we'll be discussing TCS NQT quantitative aptitude section. So these are the questions we are expecting, and so if you tomorrow in the next session, which I think on Saturday, we'll be doing reasoning aptitude. Okay, so right now we'll do quantitative section. So today's date is 18th, and we'll be doing from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. for the next 2 hours. This is what we'll be doing. So I start off with the first question here. So I have the questions ready for you, and we'll start off here with the first question. So this question, as you can see, I'll just read the question and we'll take it from there. You can see Ramesh can complete a work in 20 days. Mohan is 66.66% as efficient as Ramesh, and Mohan and Ramesh work together. So then they say Ramesh leaves after working for some days. The remaining work is done by Mohan in 10 days. After how many days did Ramesh leave the work? So this you can see is an aptitude question. Okay, and as it is an aptitude question, but more specifically, this is from time and work. Okay, so the first thing I'd like to say is there are two methods in which we can do this. If you want, I can do both the methods. So one is factorization method, the other one is LCM method. Okay, so these are the two methods that we are aware of. We'll do it using both the methods. I'll try using the LCM method first, then we'll go for the factorization method. Okay, so what we'll do here is with LCM method, um, we'd say that Ramesh can complete a work in 20 days. So what the information that is given to us is time taken by Ramesh is equal to 20 days. So this is the first information that was taken. Then Mohan is 66.66% as efficient as Ramesh. I'll tell you the meaning of this. This is something that would help you not only in this question, this will help you in other questions also. So let me just try and explain the meaning of this. Time taken by Ramesh is 20 days. They've not given the time taken by Mohan. You can see that in the question. So time taken by Mohan is not given in the question. But what you could do is you could use this information that you see here and find out the time taken by Mohan. So this Mohan is 66.66% as efficient as Ramesh, right? So this information you could use it and find the time taken by Mohan. The way you use it is you what does 66.66% as efficient as Ramesh mean? It means if Ramesh can do 100 units of work, right? Mohan is 66.67% as efficient as Ramesh. So Mohan at the same time would do 66.67 units of work. That is what this means. 66.67% is as efficient as Ramesh, right? So what it means, if Ramesh can do 100 units of work, Mohan can do 66.67 units of work. So if you so the efficiency ratio here would be 100 units is to 66.66 units. Okay, so if you want to like, so because it is ratio, you don't need to mention this as units. So I hope you know that. So this is nothing but 3 is to 2. So the efficiency ratio is 3 is to 2. So what it means is from this you could find the time ratio. Okay, so if you know something about ratios, you will understand from the efficiency ratio, you could find the time ratio, which would be 2 is to 3. So the time ratio would be 2 is to 3 because efficiency ratio and time ratio both would be inversely proportional. So efficiency ratio, if you take it as 3 is to 2, the time ratio would be 2 is to 3. Okay, so from this you can understand that okay, the efficiency ratio is 3 is to 2 and the time ratio would be 2 is to 3. So the next thing that we can do is, so because the time ratio is 2 is to 3, again this is efficiency ratio of Ramesh is to Mohan. Okay, this is efficiency ratio of Ramesh is to Mohan. So therefore, this is time ratio of Ramesh is to Mohan. So if 2 equates to 20, obviously 3 must equate to 30, right? So from this, I can definitely say the time taken by Mohan is 30 days. In order to complete this work, the time he takes is 30 days. So you could see how easy it is now to find the time taken through this information that is given here. Okay. Now with this information we can proceed further. Okay, and the first thing that you have to do in the LCM method is, once you know the time taken of the two given people working in this situation, find the LCM of those time periods, which is LCM of 20 comma 30, which would be 60 units. Now this is going to be assumed as the total work to be done. This 60 units should be assumed as the total work to be done. Again, I'm assuming it as work. The reason is, I'm assuming it as units because we do not know what the work is. They just say Ramesh can complete a work, right? So because we don't know what the work is, you cannot say this is chocolates. You cannot say this is trees, anything like that. You can only say it as units because you do not know what work they are doing. So let's take the total work to be done as 2060 units. From this, find out the efficiency, their individual efficiencies. So efficiency of Ramesh would be equal to efficiency's formula is actually work done divided by time taken. So what is the work to be done here? The total work to be done is 60 units, and this total work will be completed by Ramesh in 20 days. Correct? So this is nothing but 3 units per day. This is nothing but 3 units per day. Again, the efficiency of Mohan. So let's try out the efficiency of Mohan here. So again, it is work done divided by time taken. Here the work done is 60 units divided by time taken is 30 days. And this is going to give me 2 units per day. So I have the individual efficiencies here mapped out. Okay. So we'll use this while solving the problems, but this is what we are seeing is very characteristics of LCM method case, where you are first step is finding out the two time periods, which was not given actually. So we found out Mohan's time, and then we took the LCM of those time periods, and then we assumed that to be the total work done, and we using this we found out the individual efficiencies of Ramesh and Mohan. So the efficiency of Ramesh is work done by time taken, because the formula for efficiency is work done by time taken. So the work to be done is 60 units, and Ramesh completes it in 20 days. And the work done by Mohan is again 60 units, and he alone completes it in 30 days. So this will give us their individual efficiencies. Now, they say Mohan and Ramesh work together, which means they start the work together. Okay, they start the work together, and Ramesh leaves after working for some days. Okay, they both start working together, and so this is what happens. They both start working together, and Ramesh leaves after some days. So I want you to know, after Ramesh leaves, then it will just be Mohan who is working. Correct? So, and they say the remaining work is done by Mohan in 10 days. So you have to find the how many days did Ramesh leave the work. Okay. Now let's find out. They say first the remaining work is done by Mohan in 10 days. So let's find out the work done by Mohan in 10 days. Okay, so that this is something that will help us understand this, right? So we know that Mohan does 2 units per day, right? We know that Mohan does 2 units per day. So in 10 days, the amount of work that Mohan would complete is 2 into 10, which is 20 units, right? So you can see the last 10 days, this is after Ramesh leaves. Okay, this is after Ramesh leaves. So after Ramesh leaves, the work done by Mohan in 20 days would be 2 times 10. Okay, this 2 is nothing but his efficiency, which is 2 units per day. This efficiency. and this is 10 days. So you could see this day and day will get cancelled and you'll have units as the final thing. Anyway, so work done formula is efficiency into time. So that also you can see it like that. But the important takeaway from this is that after Ramesh leaves, Mohan in 10 days completes 20 units of the work. So what this tells us that before Ramesh leaves, the total work is 60 units, right? Ramesh and Mohan together would have completed 40 units, correct? So this is before Ramesh leaves because they both start the work. Okay. So before Ramesh leaves, work done by Mohan and Ramesh in X days. We do not know what the X days is. We'll find it out. Mohan and Ramesh next days is going to be equal to 60 minus 20. So this is 60 minus 20, which is going to be 40 units. So they together do 40 units of work in X days. So we'll find out what the X is, right? So we need to find the time taken by Mohan and Ramesh to complete 40 units, right? So this will give us the answer, okay, because this will give us the value for X. So the time taken for Ramesh and Mohan to complete 40 units, the formula for time is work done divided by efficiency. Okay. So work done is not simply just work done, it is work done by Ramesh and Mohan divided by efficiency of Ramesh and Mohan. Okay, so this is how you have to see it. So I'll put it like this that you can see this here, right? So now what we'll do is what is work done by Mohan and Ramesh? It is 40 units because together they do 40 units and divided by the efficiency. The efficiency is going to be see combined efficiency. Okay, their combined efficiency is what we want. So 3 units plus 2 units per day. Okay, so I'll say 3 units per day plus 2 units per day. So if you do this, you would have 40 units divided by 5 units per day. Okay, 40 units divided by 5 units per day. So this would give you 8 days, right? If you solve this, this will give you 8 days. So what it means is after 8 days, Ramesh leaves the work. Okay, so you can see option D, 8 is the correct answer. So does it make sense, guys? Does it make sense? Right. So let's move on to the next question here. Okay. Um, the next question would be, so if you guys can respond in the chat box and like say you understood or not understood, if you have any doubts, please make sure that you put it in the chat box. Okay. So that I have some feedback on how this is going. Let's try the next question. So the next question is this. Um, when a number is divided by 9, the remainder is 6. When the same number is divided by 21, the remainder is 12. If x lies between 250 and 450, then what is the sum of all possible values of x? Okay. So what they say is when a number x is divided by 9, the remainder is 6. When the same number is divided by 21, which means the same number x. Okay. So when the same number x is divided by 21, the remainder is 12. So if x lies between 250 and 450, okay, then what is the sum of all possible values of x? Okay, this is a very common problem where they would change the numbers and give it to you, but let's see if you guys can understand this. Okay, now one thing I want to tell you is the one basic formula, which is dividend is equal to quotient into divisor plus remainder. Okay, so this I wanted to just say that dividend is equal to quotient multiplied by divisor plus remainder. If this doesn't make sense, just take this example where if the dividend is 56, or I should say 58, the quotient, let's say, is 7, and the divisor, so the quotient is 7, the divisor is 8. So what is 7 and 8? It is 56. The remainder will be 2. Okay, so you understand the reason why I write it like this. So you have to take this as, if you, let's say you are dividing 58 by 8. Okay, so 8, how many times is 58? 8 7 times is 58. And you have 56 here, because 8 7 times is not 58. 8 7 times is 56. And the remainder would be 2. Right? This is a very basic division problem. Now you would see that here, this is the quotient. So I'll put it in red color. And this here is the remainder. So I'll again put it in some other color. And this here is the remainder. And this is the divisor. Okay. So this is called the dividend. Okay. This is called the dividend. So divisor multiplied by quotient plus remainder will give you the dividend. Understood? Right? 8 into 7 plus 2 will give me the dividend. Right? So divisor multiplied by quotient plus remainder will give me the dividend. Okay, so that is why I have this formula. Okay, so this formula we could use, if you want, I could just, this formula we could use in many problems in numbers. This is one such problem. So where they say when a number x is divided by 9, the remainder is 6. So this is the dividend, this is the divisor, and this is the remainder. Can you get it? Right? So if I use this formula here, so let's say I'll put this before the question, guys. See, this is just for your reference, so you just look at this. But here we'll use this formula and then get some answers here. So what they say is when a number x is divided, so here then the number we are talking about is x. The number x is divided by 9, which means we do not know the quotient. We'll keep this as a. And when the number x is divided by 9, which means the divisor is 9. So I'll multiply it by 9. And when this happens, the remainder they say is 6. Right? So the remainder they say is 6. So this here could form the first equation. Okay, so what is this equation? This is nothing but x is equal to 9a plus 6. Okay, so we'll come back to this equation, but right now we'll just have this equation. Similarly, we could find the equation for the next question. I mean, the next bit of information. When the same number is divided by 21, the remainder is 12, right? So what do I do? Same number, so it is x. It is divided by 21. So the quotient we do not know, but the divisor we know is 21. Take the quotient as b. So the remainder is 12. So this would definitely form the second equation. So the second equation looks something like this. Okay, it is because of this information that we got the second equation. So the number is divided by 21. This is the divisor and this is the remainder. So I put it here, and b is the quotient. B is the quotient in the second situation. A is the quotient in the first situation. Okay. Now, if so, you have to find the values of x. Okay. And if x lies between 250 and 450, then what is the sum of all possible values of x here? Okay. Now, let me just tell you something about this case. Okay. Which is when you see, you can see you have x on the left side, which means I can equate these two things, right? What it means is when you see that there is an x on the left side, it means automatically I can equate this and this. So that is what I'm doing now. So I'll take 9a plus 6 is equal to 21b plus 12. So I've equated this. Now still, if you want to reduce it, I still can do that. 9a is equal to 21b. The 6 on the left side here, you see this goes to the right side. So this will become plus 12 minus 6. So if you solve this, you will get 9a is equal to 21b plus 6, right? Because 12 minus 6 is going to be plus 6. So this you can even further reduce it, because all these numbers are divisible by 3. So divide this whole thing by 3. You will get 3a is equal to 7b plus 6. Okay, so this is the relationship which we have to use in order to get the x value here. If I want to get the x value, this is the relationship I have to use. So what is this relationship? This is 3a. This is 3a is equal to 7b plus 6. Now, I'll tell you how to do this. We need a and b values. Okay, we need a and b values. So what I'll do is, see, let's take the b value as 1. Okay, and remember a and b are quotients. Okay, a and b are quotients. So which means they definitely have to be integers. Okay, a and b are quotients, guys, which means they definitely have to be integers. You cannot have decimal values for a and b or fractional values for a and b. It has to be integers. What do I mean by integers? Numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or negative numbers like -1, -2, -3, all these are integers. So you should have numbers like this, like -4, -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Numbers like this. Okay, so they definitely have to be integers. A and B are quotients, which means they have to be numbers like this. And they cannot be fractions. Okay, they cannot be fractions. So with this in mind, try to get values for A and B. So let's see how we do that. Now, the way I do that is, because I'll take this, uh, let's say I put it here. Now, B value, if it is 1, what is going to be the A value, right? Just substitute B value as 1, right? If you substitute B value as 1, what do you think is the A value? So 7 plus 6 will be 13. So A is 13 by 3. For this, A will be 13 by 3. Now, this is not possible, correct? Why is this not possible, guys? Because I told you both a and b are quotients. They must be integers. B is an integer, no problem there, but you can see the a value you're getting is a quotient, a fraction. It is a proper fraction, I mean improper fraction, right? 13 by 3 is an improper fraction, so you cannot have it. This is not possible. So let's take the next value for b, which is 2. Okay, so then a value will be, just substitute 2 here. 7 into 2 will be 14, by 6 will be 14 plus 6 will be 20. So this will be 20 divided by 3, which is again not possible. You are getting a fractional value again, right? So let's go for the next value of b, which is 3. And a value will be 7 into 3 is 21 plus 6 is 27. See, so 27 by 3 will be 9. So now we have values. This is possible, right? This is a possible value. Now, so next one, b will be equal to 4 and a will be equal to what, right? So you can see this won't be possible. 7 into 4 is 34 by 3, which is again a fractional value, not possible. If b is equal to 5, 35, 41 by 3, you will have a value to be 41 by 3, which is not possible. But b equal to 6 will work. 7 to 6 is 42, plus 6 is 48. 48 divided by 3 is 16. So therefore, a value will be 16. Now this is possible. So you could see the possible values like this: when b is 3, when b is 6. So the next one will be when b is 9, right? The next possible value will be when b is 9. A will be 7 to 9 is 63, plus 6 is 69. 69 divided by this is 23, right? So this, like this, you can go on finding this. But the important thing is we have to find the x value. Remember that we have to find the x value. Okay, so for these values, you find, substitute it here, and then you will find the x values, right? Substitute it in this equations. So I'm going to substitute these yellow color highlighted values in this equation, because these are the possible values here, right? So let's see. If I take the b value to be 3 and a value to be 9 and put it in this equation, what happens? So if a value is 9, 81, plus 6 is 87. Okay, so I think somewhere there is a mistake. 1 minute. B is 3, 7 into 3 is 21 plus 6, 27, 9. Okay. So, sorry, yeah, 87, right? You're getting 87. Or if you put the B value as 3, 21 is 63, 63 plus 12 is 85. Okay. Okay, sorry for that, guys. 1 minute, I think. 12, 21, 9, 6. Okay, right. Right. Okay. So nobody told me this. When you divide this by 3, this is actually 2, right? When you divide this by 3, this is actually, so that is where the mistake is. Okay. Then when you divide it by 3, that is actually 2 there. So therefore, what happens is when B value is 3, 7 into 3 is 21. And so all this will be like, we have to again do this case because it's not 6, this is 2 actually. So let's start with B value as 1. Okay. So this is 7 into 1 plus 2 is 9. So 9 by 3 is actually 3. So when B is 1, it is possible. Okay. So this value is possible. And when B is 2, 7 into 2 is 14, plus 2, 16 by 3 is not possible. Okay, so this is not possible, but this is possible. And B is 3, 7 into 3 is 21, 23 by 3, this is also not possible. So let's remove this. And when B is 4, 7 into 4 is 28, plus 2 is 30, A will be 10. So this is possible. So this is the so possible values are B is 1, B is 4, then it will be like B is 5, right? So on and so forth. 5, 6. 5 won't be possible. 7 into 5 is 35, 37 by 3. This is not possible. 6 is again not possible. So because 7 into 6 is 42 plus 2 is 44 by 3, right? That is not an integer value. So it is not possible. But the next one will be possible. You can see that right, 1, 4, the next one will be 7. 7 will definitely be possible because 7 into 7 is 49 plus 2 is 51. So 51 by 3 is 17. So here you will get 17. Okay. So on and so forth. Okay. So these values. So if B is 1, A is going to be 3. Okay, so just substitute it here. You will get the first value. Okay, so B is 1, A is going to be 3. So if you substitute this here, if A is 3, 9 into 3 is 27, 27 plus 6 is 33. You substitute the same value here, B value here. 21 into 1 is 21 plus 12 is 33. So you can see we are getting the first X value here. Okay, so let me write it as first X value. Okay, let me write it as first X value. So the first X value, guys, is going to be like, if you can either substitute A is equal to 3 or B is equal to 1 here. Both will give you the same answer. See how I'm doing it. I'll take this and I'll substitute A is equal to 3. So if you do that, X would be equal to 9 times 3 plus 6, which is nothing but 33, right? So if you substitute even in the second equation, which is this one, right? So let's see, I put it here. If you substitute it here, but this time you should substitute B value. B value is 1, right? So substitute B is equal to 1. So what happens is 21 into 1 plus 12, which is 33. So you can see you are getting the same X value. So you can either put it in the first equation or the second equation, and you can still get the same value. But importantly, I'm using this possibilities. Next, I'll use this possibility. Next, I'll use this possibility. It is to show you the pattern, so that using this pattern, you next time when you do it, you yourself can check it. Okay, so it is like showing you the pattern. So what is the pattern here? The pattern is very simple. So for the next one, again for the second, this is the first X value. So I'll show you the second x value. For the second x value, what you have to do is, again, it is the same thing. I'm going to use this equation, but I'll substitute the a value here. Okay, that is easy, right? A value for the second one is a is 10. Okay, so just substitute that. So this will be 9 into 10 plus 6, which will be 96. So if I want the third x value, so if I want the third x value, I'll take this as, I'll take this and I'll substitute what is the a value here, 17. You can see the third one is a is 17. Okay, so substitute the 17 here, so you'll get 9 into 17 plus 6. What is 9 into 17 is 153 plus 6, 159. Okay, now you don't need to move on. You have found three x values, right? So the first x value is 33, the second one is 96, the third one is 159. You can see the difference here is plus 63. Here again is plus 63. So the next one is plus 63. So if you add 63 to 159, you would get the next answer. So which would be 222. Again add 63 to this. So which will be 285. Right? Again add 63 to this. Again add 63 to this. So if you again add 63 to this, you will get 285 plus 60 is 380, 345. So which will give you 348. Again add 63 to this, you will get 411. Then if you again add 63 to this, you will get 474. But the range, x range that we are talking about in the question is, they say x lies between 250 and 450. So that range alone you take and then add all the values. What is the sum of all possible values of x, right? That range alone you take and add all the values. So if you add them, so the range from between 250 and 450 is these three numbers. So all these are possible x values. All these are possible x values. Okay. Anyway, so there you go, and just add them. So what I'll do is I'll take 285 and add 348 and 411. If you add all this, you will get 1044, guys. Okay, so the correct answer is option C, 1044. Option C, 1044 is the correct answer. Okay, does it make sense? Any doubts up until now? Right. So we'll move on to the next question. If you have any doubts, please do ask. Okay. We'll move on to the next question. So the next question is, I'll remove this. I don't want to confuse you all with this. Right. A bag contains, so this is the next question, guys. A bag contains x plus 5 yellow balls. So I'll remove the highlight here. A bag contains x plus 5 yellow balls, 2x plus 1 blue balls, and some red balls. Okay, so you can see a bag has three colored balls. The first color is yellow balls, first type is, and the second one is blue balls. The third one is red balls. And we know from the question the number of yellow balls is x plus 5. So I'll just say x plus 5. And the number of blue balls is 2x plus 1. So it is 2x plus 1, which is the number of blue balls. And they just vaguely say some red balls. So they've not given us the exact number of red balls. So we'll just keep it as question mark. Okay. And if two balls are drawn one after another from the back without replacement, then the probability of getting a red and blue ball is, okay, 1 by 6. So this is what they are saying. The total balls in the bag is 4x plus 2, 4 into x plus 2. Okay, find the number of red balls. So they also say the total balls, the total number of balls is given. This is given as 4 times x plus 2. Okay, so which was 4x plus 8, right? So what you can do is you can use these three things and find how many red balls were there in terms of x. Okay, so we know that this yellow balls plus the blue balls plus the red balls, right? So this would be equal to total balls, right? So we know the yellow balls is x plus 5, so that is given in the question. We know the blue balls is 2x plus 1, and the red balls is that we are going to find out. Okay, so you can keep it as number of red balls itself. Okay, and this will be equal to total will be 4x plus 8. So therefore, if you add this here, you will get x and 2x will be 3x plus 6. So you will get 3x plus 6 plus number of red balls will be equal to 4x plus 8. So here the number of red balls would be equal to 4x minus 3x plus 8 minus 6. So what does it tell you? That the number of red balls is going to be x plus 2. Okay, so this is nothing but x plus 2. So now one problem is solved. We just found out what the number of red balls is, but still we have to try to get the answer. They say find the number of red balls. You have to give them the number of red balls in numbers actually. You cannot just say x plus 2 is the answer, because you can see the options are all 8 4 6 8, right? I mean 8 4 6 5. So the number of red balls you must give them in terms of yeah, okay, you have to give them in terms of numbers. So how do we do that? Using this information. Okay, if two balls are drawn and one after the other without replacement, then the probability of getting a red ball, red and blue ball is 1 by 6. So read this information carefully. Okay, now now using this, so I'll take this and again put it down here. They say if two balls are drawn one after the other, so first they take one ball from the bag, and without replacing it, they take another ball. Okay, so this is how it is done. First, uh, ball is taken in random out of the bag, and without replacing it, another ball is taken out. Okay, so what they are asking is what is the probability that the first ball taken is red and the second ball is blue? That probability is 1 by 6 they've given. Okay, it is not what is the probability. They say the probability of the first ball being red and the second ball being blue is actually 1 by 6. Okay, so use this and we'll try to get the answer here for x value here. So see, totally these are the number of balls. You add them together, you get the total, which is like 4x plus 8. You add all the x together, you get 4x. Add the numbers together, this is. But you always know that the formula for probability is what? The probability is favorable divided by total. Okay, favorable is the probability for which we are finding. Okay, if you are choosing a red ball, favorable is all the red balls. If I mean, if you are not choosing, if while choosing a ball, if you want a red ball, if you want to find the probability of a red ball, all the red balls available will come under favorable. Let's say if while choosing a ball you want the blue ball, okay, all the blue balls available will come under the favorable category, but the total number of balls will come under this. So here the first thing is, first action that happens is first a ball is taken in random out of the bag, right? So totally we'll have, when this happens, when they take a ball out of this guys like this, they'll have 4x plus 8 in total, right? Initially, the bag will contain this much balls. This is the total number of balls, right? Because you add all the x, 4x, you add all these numbers, 8. So 4x plus 8 balls will be there. Out of this, what is our favorable? The first ball must be red. So how many red balls are there? X plus 2. So our favorable must be x plus 2. So here I'll mark it as x plus 2. This is the favorable. Now this is the first ball multiplied by. Now they are taking the second ball without replacing it. So when they try to take a ball for the second time, the total will not be 4x plus 8, but one less than this, which will be 4x plus 7, right? Because one ball is already taken out. They are not replacing it, right? They clearly say without replacement. There is no replacement here. So for what was 4x plus 8, when they draw the second ball will become 4x plus 7, which is the total. But the blue balls will be, we need a blue ball, right? So the favorable will be 2x plus 1, right? So here I'll have 2x plus 1 because we need a blue ball here. So this is what is given as 1 by 6. Okay, this is what is given as 1 by 6. You are taking 1 by 1, guys. So initially this will be the total. So after that, this will be the total. Okay, so you just have to solve this equation. If you simply solve this equation, you will get the x value. So I don't want to waste your time in that. You can do that later. And if you solve this equation, I think x value, yeah, you will get is 3. Okay, so if x value is 3, total number of red balls is what? 3 plus 2, which is 5. So the correct option is this. Okay, the x value is 3. So number of red balls will be equal to x plus 2, which is 3 plus 2, which is equal to 5. Okay, so does it make sense? Shall we move on to the next question then? Right. So we'll move on to the next question, guys. Okay. So please do ask me if you have any doubts and all. You just ask me. Okay. Put it in the chat box so that we can discuss it. Right. So this is the next question. So you will get very similar questions. So make sure that you listen to these things. The taxi charges in a city consists of a fixed charge together with the fixed charge for the distance traveled in kilometers. So obviously we are here they are considering the distance in kilometers. When a person travels 72 kilometers, he pays 1107. He pays 898 for traveling 55 kilometers. What will he have to pay for traveling 45 kilometers? Is the question. Just read this question once. I'll then, within 10 seconds, I'll explain what they are talking about here. Right. So I'll explain what they are talking about here, guys. Okay. So just hear me out. They say the taxi charges in a city consist of a fixed charge. So they are talking about a fixed charge. Okay, I'll tell you what this is. Together with the fixed charge for the distance traveled. Okay, So what is this fixed charge and what is this fixed charge for the distance travel? I'll tell you, I'll give you an example. Okay. So let's say I own a taxi, right? So I advertise and tell them that the fare of the taxi goes like this. It is rupees 1000 plus or rupees 100 plus rupees 10 per kilometer. Okay, so this is what they are talking about here. When they say a fixed charge, means if you board a taxi, this is fixed. This is like 100 definite minimum money that you should pay, right? If you board the taxi, this should pay, and this amount depends upon the kilometers you travel. Okay, so depending upon the kilometers you travel. So, but for 1 kilometer it is 10. That is fixed. So that is why there are two fixed. You can see there are two words which say fixed here. So why do they say fixed here? Because it is fixed because this doesn't change. This is fixed for 1 kilometer. Okay, for 1 kilometer is rupees 10. So let's say there is a customer who travels 55 kilo, 72 kilometers. We'll take the example in the question itself. So for him, the money that I'll charge is rupees 100. This is fixed, and rupees 10 multiplied by 72 kilometers, which will give me rupees 100 plus rupees 720. So he has to pay me 820 when he gets down. So let's say another one travels 52 kilometers. Sorry, how much is it? 55 kilometers. So he will get like rupees 100 and rupees 10 multiplied by 55 kilometers. So this will give me rupees 100 plus rupees 550. You add them together, you get rupees 650, right? So this is what we are talking about here. Okay, so again I'll put this before the question so that you can go through this, and then if you try to solve this you'll understand. So when a person travels 72 kilometer, he pays 1107. So I would treat this as uh, I'll take x as the fixed charge plus 72y as the varying charge. Okay, so which is, but y is fixed, there is no change. So this is equal to 1107. So this you have to take it as equation 1. If you still don't understand it, x here is like 100. It is like this charge here, the minimum charge. Okay, so x here is like that. It is charge irrespective of the kilometers traveled. Okay, it is a fixed charge irrespective of the kilometers traveled. Okay, so x is that plus, now y is the fixed charge per kilometer. Okay, it is a fixed charge per kilometer, so it is similar to this rupees 10. So it is fixed per kilometer is rupees 10. So 72 kilometers this guy travels, right? So it is, that is why 72 into y. So this total is 1107. So that is what they say. When a person travels 72, he pays 1107. Similarly, he pays 898 rupees for traveling 55 kilometers. So for that, it would be x plus 55y is equal to 898. So this is my equation number 2. So all I have to do is solve these two equations, get the x value and y value, then there you go. That would give me the final answer. Okay. So if I try to solve this, get the x value and y value, let's see what happens. So all you have to do is do 1 minus 2, guys, because get rid of x. Okay. So you do 1 minus 2. That would get rid of the x, right? And we'll get the y value. So what happens is this will become x, this and this will get cancelled. 72y minus 55y will be 17y, and 1107 minus 898 would be, it is 2209. So therefore, y value will be 209 divided by 17. Okay, so it is easy if we can keep it in fractions, right? If it is in fractions, it is easy for you to find it. So this is, you will get some answer here, but it is just keep it in fractions. Now, if you want to find the x value, so you can either put it in this equation or this equation. It is up to you where you put it. So let me put it in the second equation. So I choose to put it here. So Now I need to find the x value. So x plus 55 into y is 209 by 17. Okay, so this will be equal to 898. Okay, so take the LCM here, guys. So you will get 17x plus 55 into 209. So let me tell you what it is. So this will give me 11,495. This will be equal to 898 into 17. So this is 17x is equal to 15,266 minus 11,495. So 17x will be equal to 3774. So if you do this, you will get the x value as 3774 divided by 17 is 222. Okay, so the fixed x value here is 222 and the y value here is 20 by 17. You put it in this, you will get the final answer. So what will you have to pay for traveling 45 kilometers, right? So the final answer would be for 45 kilometers. How will you fix this? So amount to be paid for 45 kilometers would be x plus 45y, and we know x value is 222 plus 45 into 209 by 17. So this is 209 by 17. So you solve this, you would get the answer. So I'll give you an answer for this. Right, so this comes up to be 222 plus 553.23, guys. Okay, so you add them together, you get 775 rupees. Okay, so do you have, see, you have 774, right? So that is the correct answer. Okay, so there you go. So did you get 774, 770? That is close enough, right? Maybe if you ignore this, you know, anyway, right? So shall we move on to the next question? Right. So we'll move on to the next question, guys. Okay. The next question would be, so this I'll remove it. You can check it out later. This one, fifth one. Again, time and work. We've come to the time and work part again. So read this. I'll tell you how to do this. It is very similar but not the same. Okay. Right. So let's try this question, guys. If you want, I can do this question in fractional method because last time we did LCM method. Remember the first question that we did today? Here I use the LCM method. See, this one I use the LCM method. I could try the fractional method, but just let me know in the chat box which method you want me to use. If you want, I can use both the methods. But here they say C can complete the work alone in 60 days. Okay. So let's just say time taken by C is equal to 60 days. Okay. And A and B take 40% and 75% more time than C. So what you should say is that time taken by A is equal to the 60 days multiplied by 140 by 100. Okay, so they say A and B take 40% and 75% more time. So if you increase this by 40%, you should get A's time. Okay, so you can increase it by doing it like this, or you just find 40% of 60. Okay, what is 40% of 60? Right, so that you will also do, but just increase it by 40%. Okay, so you can do it like this. So that would be, I think, 84 days. Okay, you solve this, you will get 84. So time taken by B. So time taken by B is going to be 60 days must be increased by 75%. So multiply it by 175 by 100. So this will be 105 days. Okay, so this is actually divide by 25. This will be 7 by 4, right? So this is nothing but 7 by 4. This will be 7 by 5, right? So that is something that you can. I will just put it here. So 60 multiplied by 7 by 5. So 12 into 7 is 84 days, right? And similarly, 60 multiplied by 7 by 4, which is 15 into 7, which is 105 days, right? So this is also anyway. But we have the time periods now. We have the time periods so that we can start by using the LCM method. If you want, put it in the chat box. I'll also do fractional method. Okay, if that is what you expect, we put that in the fractional method. Now, what they say is A, so this part is completed. Now they say the work was started by A. So who's starting the work? It is A who starts the work, and B and C work with A on every third day. So in how many days the work will be completed? That is the question. So this goes something like this, guys. So just see this. First day, who's working is just A alone. Second day, also A only. Okay. And on the third day, what happens is all three work together. So on this day, A works, B works, and C works. That is the meaning here, because they say the work was started by A. B and C work with A on every third day. So every third day means what? Third day, sixth day, ninth day, like that. So if you take the fourth day, who works? Fourth day, obviously A only. Similarly, fifth day, A only. Sixth day, it is A, B, C. Again, seventh day, A only. Eighth day, A only. And on the ninth day, it is all three together, A, B, C. So this goes on like this. Okay. So work is started by A. On every third day, B and C work with A. Meaning is this only. Okay, hope you understood this. So now it is our responsibility. Once you understand this, find their individual efficiencies. Let's find the efficiency of C, A, B, and put it here and see how long it will take for them to complete the total work. Okay. So first job, I told you in LCM method, take the LCM of time periods. Remember that. So take the LCM of 84, 105, and 60. So my first step will be LCM of 84, 105, and 60. Okay, so it is A, B, C. So if you take LCM, guys, I 410, because take this 105. This is not divisible by 60. Double this, 210 is not divisible by 60. Double that, 420. 420 is divisible by 84 and 60. So that would be 420. Okay, and not only that, this must be assumed as the total work to be done. This should be assumed as the total work to be done. So from this, I'll find the efficiency of A. So what is the efficiency of A? It is work done by time taken. So the work done is 420 units. For A to complete the total work, which is 420 units, right? A takes 84 days. So work done is 420. The time taken is 84 days. If you solve this, you'll find A's efficiency, which is 5 units per day. This is 5 units per day here. Now the efficiency of B, again it is the same, work done by time taken, right? So now it is 420, which is the total work, divided by the time taken is 105 days. So 420 by 105 will be 4 units per day. Now we'll find the efficiency of C. So again, it's work done divided by time taken. So which is 420 units divided by the time taken is 60 days. So it will be 7 units per day. Okay. So why do we need this? You can use this. See, the total work to be done is 4 units. And using this efficiency, you can find how many days they take. Right. For example, the first day, A only will do the work. So the amount of work done in first day is what? 5. Second day, again, A only will do the work. So 5. Third day, all three together will do the work. So 5, 4 plus 7 together is 16. Again, on the fourth day, it is A only. Fifth day, A only. Sixth day, all three will do the work. Then again, like this, it goes on. So every 3 days, the work completed is what? This much. So this is the work completed every 3 days. So which is 26 units. Okay. So you just find out, see, 26 units is completed in 3 days. So just take it forward. So this will tell me 260 units is completed in 30 days. Now, what is half of this 130 units is completed in 15 days. So definitely you add this together, you will see 390 units will be completed in 45 days. 390 units is completed in 45 days. So remember, we need to find the time taken for 420 units. Okay. So and 45 days is the end of the 3 day cycle. Now again on the 46th day, who will do the work? A only will do the work. Correct? And A will do 5 units. So 390 will become 395. On 47th day, again A only will do the work. And A will do 5 units. So 395 will become 400. On the 48th day, all three will do the work. A plus B plus C. So now this is 16 units. So 400 will become 416. But the total work to be done is 420. So A will do the remaining 4 units of work on the 49th day. So A will do the remaining 4 units of work on the 49th day. So we know A does 5 units per day. So for it to do 4 units, they will take 4 by 5th of the 49th day. So A will complete 4 units in 4/5 of the 49th day. Okay. So therefore, the final answer is the time taken will be 48 4 by 5 days. Okay, 48 because up until 48, 416 units will be done. So the remaining 4 units will be done by A, right? The remaining 4 units will be done by A. And we know the efficiency of A is 5 units per day, right? We see that here. Efficiency of A is 5 units per day. So for A to complete 4 units, he'll take 4 by 5th of the day. Okay, 4 by 5th of the 49th day. Okay, so total is 48 plus this 4 by 5, 48 4 by 5 days. So you can see the option, this one, D is the correct answer. So any doubts in this? Anything you would want to ask? Right. So we'll move on to the next question, guys. Okay. So the next question is, so let's remove all this. So the next question is this. Okay, I think we come to the sixth question here. Okay, anyway. So let's look at this. A and B start from a point, same point, and cover equal distances. A travels by car and covers the distance in 3 hours with the speed of this, and B travels by bus. It stops for 10 minutes after covering every 10 kilometers. In how much time will the bus reach the destination if the speed of the bus is 40% less than the speed of the car? So I actually have a diagram for you. Just go through this diagram and then take it from there. Just look at the diagram, look at the stuff here, and then we'll talk how to do this. Right then. I believe we could try this and then we'll go on to the next question. Okay. So what they say is, so there are A and B people. One A is driving a car and the speed is 50 kilometers per hour, and A takes 3 hours to actually complete the journey. So from definitely you can find the distance here. That is why you can see I marked it as 150 kilometers because I'm doing 50 to 50 into 3 here. So distance covered by A in 3 hours would be equal to 50 kilometers per hour multiplied by 3 hours, which would be 150 kilometers. Okay. Now, distance covered by this, now they say a B, which is 40% reduced, the speed of the bus. Okay, sir. So B goes, travels the same distance. Okay. They say they cover equal distances, right? So B covers the same distance. But the thing is the speed is 40% less than A. So let's find out the speed of B. He is actually traveling by bus. Okay, this is 40% less than 50 kilometers per hour. So you reduce this by 40%, you have to multiply by 60 by 100. So which will be like 30 kilometers per hour. Okay, so this is speed of B. Now using the speed, he'll cover 150 kilometers. So how long will it take to cover 150 kilometers using 30 kilometers per hour? So the time taken by B to cover 150 kilometers in will be distance by speed, 30 kilometers per hour. So this will definitely give me 5 hours. But the answer is not 5. Okay, the reason is they also have given a condition, guys. So watch this carefully. They say the B travels by bus, which stops for 10 minutes after covering every 10 kilometers. So what does it mean? Like if see, it is bus, right? So bus a bus has to stop at every stop. So here they are assuming that at every 10-kilometer point, the bus has a stop and it is stopping for 10 minutes. So which means at 10 kilometers it will stop for 10 minutes, 20 kilometers again 10 minutes, 30 kilometers again 10 minutes. So like this at 120 kilometers again 10 minutes, 130 kilometers 10 minutes, and the final stop would be 140 kilometers. Okay, after 150 kilometers, it need not stop. So the final stop would be 140. So if every time it is 10 minutes, okay, 10, 10, 10, 10. So how many minutes will it stop for? Can anybody tell me the answer for this? Pretty straightforward. You could use the chat box if you're listening. But if every time it stops for 10 minutes, right? So the number of minutes it will stop for would be exactly 140 minutes, right? Because it is 10 into 14, which will be 140 minutes. So you have to add this 5 hours and 140 minutes, and that will give you the final answer. So the time taken by bus or by B, traveling by bus to cover 50 kilometers, including stoppages. Okay, including stoppages would be 5 hours plus 2 hours 20 minutes. Remember, because 140 minutes is 5 hours plus 2 hours 20 minutes, right? Which will be 7 hours 20 minutes. Okay, which will be 7 hours and 20 minutes. So therefore, this is the correct answer. 7 hours and 20 minutes, case. Okay. So does this make sense? So let's try the next question here. Okay, so I will go in this order, but I feel we'll do some questions and then come back to these questions. So at the end, I have some good questions also, some important questions. So let's take a look at that. Why don't we try this? Okay, two numbers are in the ratio 3 is to. If 3 is added to the first number, 9 is added to the second number, the ratio becomes 4 is to 7. The sum of the original numbers is. Okay, so this is a ratio question. So let's try this question. So what they're saying is, so we come back to those questions which I left. Okay, we have time. If you're not able to do it today, we always have Saturday. Tomorrow, I think you'll have verbal session. So Saturday, you will have again this. And we'll also look at some reasoning questions. So the first part of the question states that two numbers are in the ratio 3 is to 5. Okay, so what it means is, it means, let's take the two numbers as A and B. Assume the two numbers as A and B. Okay, now the ratios, the ratio of A and B would be 3 is to 5. Okay, the ratio of A and B would be 3 is to 5. So from this, what I can get is that the first number, or A, would be actually 3x, and B would be actually 5x. So this is what I get from this ratio. When they say ratio of A and B is 3 is to 5, what I get is, I get that A is 3x and B is 5x. And they say if 3 is added to the first number, okay, so if 3 is added to the first number, they are adding 3 to A. So which is, they are adding 3 to 3x. And 9 is added to the second number. So they are adding 9, which is 5x plus 9, right? The ratio becomes 4 is to 7. So the ratio now becomes 4 is to 7. So the first number ratio is 3x, this 5, this is second number. The ratio now becomes 4 is to 7. I hope you know this case, that A is to B can be written as A by B. Okay. So therefore, here I am going to replace the is to sign with division sign. So here I could replace this with the division sign. Here I could replace this with the division sign. So all I have to do is bring this 7 to the left side and bring this to the right side. So if you do this, I'll get 21x plus 21 is equal to 20x plus 36. So 21x minus 20x is equal to 36 plus, sorry, minus 21. Therefore, x is equal to, what is 36 plus 21? 15. Therefore, x is equal to 15. Now, is it possible for me to find the two numbers? The sum of the original numbers, they say, right? So just substitute the x value here. You would get the numbers and you can add them. So the first number is going to be 3 times 15, which is 45. And the second number is going to be 5 times 15, which is going to be 75. You add them together, you will get 120. So do we have that answer? See, you have 120 here. So that is the correct answer. So does this make sense, guys? Right. So we'll try the next question then. So the next question is right. So Ankush bought X plus 2 apples at the rate of rupees 12 each. So I will write buying as cost price. So CP of X plus 2 apples is going to be equal to rupees 12. Okay, I'm just writing the first part of the question this way. The cost price of X plus 2 apples is going to be rupees 12. Okay. Now it is again, it is, they don't say it is not like 12, it is 12 each. So here I should say that it is rupees 12 per apple. It is rupees 12 for one apple. So for X plus 2, the answer would be 12 into X plus 2. Okay, if you want to know the cost price of X plus 2 apples, it will be 12 into X plus 2. So maybe I should put it like this. The cost price of one apple is rupees 12. Okay, so I think this is the best way to put it. And the cost price of X plus 2 apples will be equal to rupees 12 into X plus 2. This would be rupees 12 into X plus 2. Okay, right? I hope you got that. Okay, the cost price of one apple is rupees 12, and the cost price of X plus 2 apples will be 12 into X plus, not X plus 12, it is X plus 2. Okay, right. So this is the first part of the question. So this is done. Now the second part of the question is, they say one apple got rotten during transportation and he sold all the remaining apples for rupees 300. Okay, so remaining apples would be, originally he had X plus 2, so one got rotten. So you subtract 1 from this, the remaining apples would be X plus 1. Okay, so the remaining apples would be X plus 1. And he sold it for rupees 300. So I could say SP of X plus 1, it is not X plus 2, X plus 1 apples will be equal to rupees 300. Okay, so they say the percentage profit made by Ankush in the whole transaction is 25 percentage, right? Find the number of apples sold by Ankush. Okay, so he makes still, even though he is not able to sell one apple, right? The profit made by Ankush in the whole transaction is 25%. So find the number of apples sold by Ankush. Okay, so this is the question. So let's try to solve this here, guys. Okay. Now, what is happening is, see, this is important to us and this is important to us. So I'll put this in red color. Okay, these two things are the most important part. Up until now, at least, this is the most important part. That cost price of X plus 2 apples is 12 into X plus 2. The selling price of X plus 1 apples is this. Now, you see, we could find that they say the profit made by Ankush in the whole transaction is 25 percentage, right? Now you just remember that, okay, um, we know the selling price of X plus 1 apples is 300. Okay, so this, and they find the number of apples sold by Ankush. So which means you first find the X value. Okay, if you're able to find the X value using these two statements, okay, so that is where they've given these two statements. If you're able to find the X value, using these two statements, that would come in handy. Okay, now now the cost price, if they say he one apple got rotten and he sold all the remaining apples for 300, so he's actually selling only X plus 1 apples, right? He's selling actually only X plus 1 apples. So this 25 percentage transaction is You have to first make sure we try for x plus 1. Okay, and then this 25 percentages he is not able to sell that one apple, right? So that is why the 25 percentage, that is what they're talking about when they say 25 percentage. So what we'll do is we'll first find out for profit percentage is 25%, right? We'll find out the profit percentage for x plus 1 apples. That is the best way to start. Profit percentage for x plus 1 apples, because he is selling only x plus 1. Okay, he is selling only x plus 1, so you need not consider the other things. The profit percentage for x plus 1 apples will be, obviously it is profit is sp minus cp, right? So sp is 300, cp will be 12 into 12x plus 24. So divided by cp, which is again 12x plus 24 multiplied by 100. Okay, so profit percentage for x plus 1 apples, it looks like this. So this is out of the denominator 12x plus 24. Okay, so this is the selling price for x plus 1, guys. This is, sorry, you have to take this as x plus 1, so it is 12x plus 12. Okay, this is also 12x plus 12, because for x plus 2 it is this, but he sold only x plus 1 apples, right? So you have to consider the profit percentage. He sold the remaining apples for 300, right? So the selling price is this. So the cost price, you should take it as that. So what happens is, this one is 25 is equal to 300 minus 12x plus 12, um, divided by 12x plus 12, and maybe this 100 you can bring it to the left side. This will be 25 by 100, right? And so this will become 1 by 4, and this would become 300 plus 12 is 312 minus 12x divided by 12x plus 2. So just substitute it here, you'll get 12x plus 2, and 4 into 312 will be 1248 minus 48x. So if this comes to this side, this will become 60x is equal to 1246, and therefore x value will be equal to, so you're getting something like 20. Okay, but you would see, yeah, I think the answer is 19 here. Okay, that is what I think. The answer should be 19. He's selling 19 apples. Okay, I'll tell you why that is the case. But that there you go. Okay, he we should, I think we should still take this as 24. Okay, 24, but this is, if he's not selling for that, so he is not getting any profit for that. Okay, take this as 24, take this as 24, because his cost price is this, because he is buying x plus 2, but his selling price is still 300 only. Okay, so you have to take here as x plus 2, and then you have to solve it. So let's see if we are getting some answers here. 24x, right, 300 into 20, sorry, this is 12x, this is 24. So again, here again, this at the bottom will be 12x plus, okay, oh, maybe, okay, 12x plus 24. Here it is 24 actually. Okay, 1 minute, guys. So it is 1248 minus 24. Right, okay. Anyway, so 24, here you have 12x by 24, and so this is 324 here minus 12x. So here it is 12x plus 24. There is no change there. Right, okay. So now if you do this, you get 12x plus 24. So 324 into 4. So that is what you have to have here. So 324 into 4 will be 1296. So this here would definitely give you the answer, guys. So for this, what you should do is 1296. This see 1296 plus 24. Sorry, minus 24, and this goes there, and it becomes like that. So this should give me this should give me the x value. Okay. So and remember, the he Ankush bought explicit. The question is find the number of apples sold by this guy. Okay, so you add 1 to this x value, you would get the correct answer. Okay, anyway, so we'll move on to the next question, guys. But this is how we do it. You find the x value, add it, and you would get the correct answer. So the next one I say is this one. Okay, so let's try this. An article is marked 36% above its cost price. A discount of 10% is offered on the mark price. Later on, the article was sold by giving another discount of rupees 12.60. If there is a profit of 15.4%, the mark price of the article is. So obviously, it involves decimal values, but if you are like confident in calculations, this would be easy. Let's see. An article is marked 36% above its cost price. So what it means is cost price increased by 36% will give me mark priced. Okay, so that is the meaning of this statement. Now, a discount of 10% is offered on the mark price, which means the next step is MP decreased by 10%. So this will give me the SP. So later on, the article was sold by giving another discount of 12.60. So, but this is not the actual SP. The actual SP is SP minus 12.60. Okay, because he is giving another, he's selling it only at this point. So this is not the actual SP, this is dummy SP. So this takes as SP1, this is takes as SP2. Okay, so SP2 is this, so this is SP1. Okay, so this will give, there is a profit of 15 point, even after doing this, there is a profit of 15.4 percentage. So at this point, profit percentage is 15.4 percentage. Okay, so the market price of the article is, they're asking you what is the market price of the article. So you could take this as let's take this. Obviously, they say profit percentage formulas. This is what we have to use. Profit percentage is equal to profit divided by CP, right, into 100. So profit percentage is profit divided by CP into 100. So what is profit? It is SP minus CP divided by CP into 100, right? So all you have to do is plug in the values of SP and CP. We know the profit percentage is 15.4, so we'll use that here. We'll put this as 15.4, right? Plug in the values of SP and CP, you would get answer. Now, how do you plug in the values of SP and CP? We do not know the cost price, right? So cost price increased by 36 percentage is MP, and MP decreased by 10% is ASP, and then again you have to decrease 12.6 rupees. So in order to get the selling price actually. Okay, so this is the actual selling price. So what I'll do is I'll assume the cost price is X. How do you increase it by 36%? Multiply it by 136 by 100. Okay, so this is the MP. Okay, this is the mark price. Now you reduce this by 10 percentage. How do you reduce this by 10%? X into 136 by 100 multiplied by 90 by 100. This is the dummy selling price. Okay, dummy SP. Why I say dummy SP? Because so it is like this. This is the dummy SP. Still, we are not using it. This is the actual SP. Okay, actual SP is dummy SP minus 12.6. So if I want the actual SP, it is X into 136 by 100 into 90 by 100 minus 12.6. Okay. So if you do this, you would get the actual SP here. Okay, so this is the actual SP. So all you have to do is put these values here, guys, because this is SP. If you want the cost price, you can just say it is X. Okay, cost price is X. This is the selling price. You can put it here and get the answer. Okay, it's quite calculation intensive, but still you would get the answer here. Let's try this. So if you try to solve this, I think this will become 9 by 10. I want to solve this and then give you a response. Let me just solve this. Here you could remove this 9 by 10, keep it as 9 by 10. You could divide this by 4, I think will give you 25 times. 100 divided by 4 is 25 times. This will be 34, I guess. 4, I mean, 25 plus 9 will be 34. Okay, 35 into 4 will be 140 exactly. Yeah, okay, so you can see that here. You get it like this. So the actual XP would be 34 into 9, which would be 340, and 306 x divided by 250 minus 12.6. I think at this point itself we can remove this by take this as 17, and that would be 5. So 17 into 9, right? So 17 into 9 would be 153x divided by 125 minus 12.6 will be the actual XP. This will be the actual SP. Right. So now just substitute these values in this equation, guys. You will get the answer that way. So 15.4 is equal to SP is 153x divided by 125 minus 12.6 minus CP is x divided by x into 100. So if you solve this, you will get the x value. So from that, you can, the question is, they're asking you to find the mark price, right? Once you get the x value, put it here and get the mark price. Okay, it is as simple as that. Okay, so let's try to solve this and try to get an x value here. I would do that. Here, I think 15.4x is equal to, 1 minute. So here I get 153x minus 1575. I'm taking the LCM case minus 125x and divided by 125x. Okay, because I'm multiplying 125 throughout, because 125 is in the denominator, right? So there you go. So this and multiplied by 100. Okay, so this is what is happening, and I think um, so this would be 5 times, this would be 4 times. So you cancel it out, you will get it like that. So 4 and 5, if it comes to this side, it will become 5 and 4. So 15.4x multiplied by 5 by 4. Okay. And so this is equal to 153x minus 125x. So let's solve that, which will be 31x minus 1575. And let me remove this. So if you anybody gets the X answer, you just tell me. And 1 minute. Yes, right. So and so this would give me, right. So this would give me 19.25x is equal to 31x minus 1575. So 1575 is equal to 31x minus 19.25. Okay, so I think if you subtract 31 and 19.25, you would get 11.75. Okay, so therefore 1575 is equal to 11.75x. So what is the x value? So it says 11. You can keep it like this, or you can treat the x value as x is going to be equal to 134.04. Okay, which is approximately 134. And x, we know x is not the answer. You have to increase it by 36 percentage to get the answer. So this is x value is this. So which is 134. So 134 increased by 36 percentage would give you the final answer. So this is 134 multiplied by 136 by 100. This should give us the final answer. So let's see. So that would give you the final answer. Okay, so something like this. Okay, so just make sure that you get it. Okay, so you would get any one from this. I think most probably this would be the correct answer. But anyway, you just have to the x value and then you just have to do this. But this is the technique. Okay, and you solve this to get the correct answer. Okay, right. So we'll do the next problem then. Right. So let's try to find the answer here. The ratio of 25 percentage of x to 65 percentage of y, 70 percentage of z is 5 is to 26 is to 15. So giving us some ratio. If 1/16th of their sum x, y, and z is equal to 10, what is the value of x minus 2y plus 3z? So first I'll change it to a small x, small y, and small z. Okay, right. So let's try this question. So what they say is the ratio of 25 percentage of x. So 25% of x is to 65% of y is to 70% of z is equal to 5 is to 26 is to 15. Okay, it's equal to, sorry, not 16, it is 15. 5 is to 6 is to 15. Okay, so from this, if 1/16th of their sum, which means x plus z, when they say sum, it is x plus y plus z. So 1/16th of this would be add all this and then take 1/16th of this. So add all this and take 1/16th. So 1/16th of the sum is equal to 10. What is the value of x? So using this, you can find xyz actually. Okay, but before that, we'll try this 25 percentage of x. Okay, 25 percentage of x. It is x by 4. So x by 4 is equal to 5y. Okay, so just treat it like this. X by 4 is equal to 5y. Why 5y? Because we already have, not 5y, sorry, let's take 5a. Take it as 5a because the ratio is 5, right? So the x value is going to be 5a. And 65 percentage of y, which is 13 by 20. Okay, so 13y by 20 is equal to 26a. Okay, 13y by 20 is equal to 26a. Then 70 by 100 will be 7 by 10th. So 7z by 10 will be equal to 15a. I hope you're able to understand this case because when the ratio is this, each of those values will be a, stuff like that. Okay, you have to put it as a. The x value will not be 5. X by 4 won't be equal to 5, but 5a. Okay, so there you go. What we can do is using that, I'll put all this in and find the a value. You can put it here and find the a value, right? So here from this, let me just find out for small x would be equal to 20a, small y will be equal to I should say 13 and 26 will get cancelled, right, two times. So this will go to 40a, and small z, sorry, z. Okay, so that would be 7 and 105 by 10. So small z would be 105 by 10a. So 105a by 10. So just put it here. So 20a plus 40a plus 105a by 10 multiplied by 1 by 16 is equal to 10. Okay. So solve this, you would get the a value. So finally use that to get the x value. Once you get the a value, you can find x, y, z, right? So you take the LCM now, you 400a plus 400a plus 105a is equal to 160 is equal to 1600. Okay, is equal to 1600. uh, Now, so you add all of them together, you get 600. It is 705a is equal to 1600. Therefore, a is equal to 1600 divided by 705. Okay, just put it here. You will get a value. So here x minus 2y plus 3z. You have to find this x minus 2y plus 3z. So x value is 20a, right? So it is 20 into 1600 by 705 minus y value is 40a, right? You can see y value is 40a. So 2 times y value will be 40 into a will be 1600 by 705, and z value will be 105a by 10. So 105a will be 1600 by 705 by 10. Okay, so yeah, it is calculation intensive, so I can see that here, but still you have to go through this case. So you solve this, you would get the final answer. Okay, so there you go, guys. Okay, so we'll wind up here. So we'll wind up, and then I'll continue with this on Saturday. Okay, right. Thank you, guys. Thank you for your time.